Hello everyone, this is Big Sisters back at Fear, and I'm here to read a story. It's from a Scary Stories Town of Dark. It's called One Sunday Morn. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be doing some telekinesis and reading this story here. It's a good one. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to be reading the story, and when I have my left hand up, it's going to be like this. It's going to follow my left, okay? The paper, the front part of the paper facing me is going to follow the left. When I have my right hand, it's going to follow to the right, like that. And it's going to keep going like that and like that. So keep an eye on this while I'm reading the story. And maybe sometimes I'll get it to spin around in a circle too, but we'll see. So we'll just get started and start reading the story. It's One Sunday Morning from Scary Stories Town of Dark. All right. Ida always went to church at 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Service at her church. Usually she heard the clanging of church bells while she was eating breakfast, but this morning she heard them while she was still in bed. This means I'm late, she thought. Ida jumped out of her bed and quickly dressed, leaving without eating or looking at the clock. It was still dark outside, but usually was dark at this time of the year. Ida was the only one on the street. The only sounds she heard were clatter of her shoes on the pavement. Everybody must be in church, she thought. Ida took a shortcut through the cemetery. Then she quietly slipped into the church and found the seats. The service had already begun. When she caught her breath, Ida looked around the church, filled with people she had never seen before. But the woman next to her did look familiar. Ida smiled at her. It's Josephine Kerr, she thought. She's been dead. She died a month ago. Suddenly, Ida felt uneasy. Ida looked around as her eyes began to adjust to the dim light. Ida saw some skeletons in suits and dresses. This is the service for the dead, Ida thought. Everybody here is dead except me. Ida noticed that some of them were staring at her. They looked angry, as if she had no business there. Josephine Kerr leaned toward her and whispered, "Leave right after the benediction, if you care for your life." When the service came to an end, the minister gave his blessing. "The Lord bless you and keep you," he said. "The Lord make his face shine upon you." Ida grabbed her coat and walked quickly toward the door. When she heard footsteps behind her, she glanced back. Several of the dead were coming toward her. Others were getting up to join them. "Lord lift you up his condescendence to you," the minister went on. "Condescendence went to you," the minister went on. Ida was so frightened she began to run out the door. She ran with a pack of shrieking ghosts at her heels. "Get out!" one of them screamed. Another shouted, "You don't belong here!" and ripped her coat away. As Ida ran through the cemetery, a third grabbed her hat from her head. "Don't come back!" it screamed, and it threw its arms at her. By the time Ida reached the street, the sun was rising and the dead was disappearing. Did this really happen? Ida asked herself. Or was I dreaming? That afternoon, one of Ida's friends brought over her coat and hat, or what was left of them. They had never been found in the cemetery, torn. They were found in the cemetery, torn to shreds. So there you go, guys. As you can see, it's following my hand. I'm trying to do it from a further distance here. Sometimes I get a little bit close by accident because I'm reading and I can't keep an eye on, it's kind of hard to keep an eye on two things. But I'm doing it from a further distance. And this is real telekinesis. And I wanted to share with you guys. The story was, I think I read it pretty well. It's not too well. But for doing two things at once, I think I did pretty well, And And this is a big old piece of foil. It's kind of hard to kind of spin around in circles sometimes. So yeah, that's the telekinesis and reading one Sunday morning from Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope it comes out good and you could hear me well. I'll have to higher up the volume, but I was having my hands as furthest as I can. That's like the highest level you can get is to have it further away and stuff like that and attract it. So it was like 8 inches, 10 inches away or something like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's a good story. It's very scary. I didn't read it that good, but I tried my best because I'm doing two things at once. But at least the story made sense and it came out good. So take care, guys, and God bless.